Dark Illumination Report, Episode 20. The views expressed on this podcast are the views of the podcast host only. The host neither represents or endorses any specific satanic organization or tradition. If you enjoyed the show, please take a moment to leave us a review on iTunes, and please tell a friend. I'd really appreciate it. You can also follow me on Twitter at RJWO15. If you have questions or comments, you can leave us a message at speakpipe.com/DIR podcast. That's speakpipe.com/DIR podcast.
This is the Dark Illumination Report podcast with RJ Womack.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for joining me for yet another episode of the podcast. If you're a new listener, this show is dedicated to the religious worship of Satan and demons. We take a religious approach to the subject. We regard Satanism as a serious faith and way of life. We regard Satan as a god of knowledge, a god of wisdom, a god of nature, and a god of balance. We do not see him as a destructive force out to destroy the universe. We see Satan as the god who gave mankind free will and the spark of self-awareness. Our goal for this podcast is to simply be a voice for those who actually believe in and worship Satan as a supernatural entity. Today I'm going to be answering a question from a listener who asked me to share my thoughts about what I thought about anti-cosmic Satanism. To be honest, I don't plan to spend a lot of time talking about this subject because I think the views of anti-cosmic Satanists are pretty infantile, to be honest. And I think it's disrespectful to Satan. I think the whole viewpoint is disrespectful to Satan because, first of all, they believe that Satan is an afterthought of creation. He's basically like the afterbirth of creation, like it's very similar to the view that ancient Kabbalists had about the Qliphoth. So it's not new. It's a relatively old concept. But the anti-cosmic Satanists take it a step further by saying that Satan hates all of creation. He hates existence. So therefore, they embrace chaos and lawlessness, and they embrace the destruction of creation, or the idea of ceasing to exist. And to me, this is like a script from a bad 80s horror movie. If you truly believe that, why worship Satan at all? Because the end result is you're going to either die or end up in jail. There's no point to existence at all. Why embrace that? To me, this is totally disrespectful of Satan, because what you're basically saying is that Satan is nothing more than a spoiled child who hates creation for its own sake. And to me, to relegate Satan to a spoiled child, or the demons to a childlike entity throwing a temper tantrum, is just silly. It's disrespectful to Satan. It's disrespectful to the demons. And it's just Christian theology. Why not just go read the Bible and be a born-again Christian? Anyway, that's all I have to say about this today, guys.
Thank you for listening to the Dark Illumination Report podcast. For the latest news headlines, show information, and more, go to rjwomack.com. That's RJWOMACK.